let's take a look at the first of the scenarios in House of Normandy. I expect we'll play them all. Not quite sure what to do with this time marker. I don't have any place to put it. I don't know that I need it, but maybe I will. Alright, so we've got it set up already. As best as I can tell, you go with columns in from here. That seems to make sense. Otherwise you'd have, if they meant columns coming this way, they'd mean something very weird. And this is the only sensible way. Like I mentioned in the initial discussion, the little chits, both players have the same set of chits. We do have an English player. So, unfortunately, the historical background is over here, and there's not a lot, you know, in each game, for each scenario. But I'm kind of used to the open up the scenario with a little bit of historical. This gives a better narrative across the board for the whole situation, though. So, is this Tinchebray? I don't know. It appears to be. So this is Henry against Robert, I guess. I don't know. Unfortunately, because things aren't named here, it's hard to kind of associate. And then you have to dig into the whole history again and try to look it up. I'm sure I could look it online. I actually thought this was going to be maybe about the earlier Norman history, i.e. stuff before the English king, the English kingdom was taken. But that would have been an intriguing period. I don't know how different it would be. But this is, you know, post-First Crusade. So anyway, let's see what we got here. We got some troops on the board. We have a reserve here of all heavy horse. So the Norman player is allowed to give 2 commands to 1 wing on his turns. The English player is allowed to give 2 commands to 1 wing of his choice, but the reserve gives him something special. Once he first declares his initiative and passes it here, he can issue 2 commands to 1 wing and 1 to a second wing as long as one of those 2 wings is the reserve. The English reserve can't enter the map before the initiative has been declared, and it will enter from either of the long edges of the map, apparently anywhere it likes, so it can come slamming into the Normans. We have some victory conditions here. Each horse and veteran is worth 2 victory points. Each levy is worth 1. Each crown is worth 2, as per the normal rules. If a player has not activated a wing, that's worth 3 victory points until the point when they activate it. So there's good reason not to, you know, maybe bring the reserve in, not to move the second line here. I went with the formation is basically, you're allowed to operate on each of these columns. I thought that the English had something of an advantage numerically, it appears, so I decided to come in echelon, whereas the Normans had to place themselves in a position that is, you know, more, I don't know, I mean, I could have echeloned that as well, but the Normans had to set up first. The echelon seemed like a good response to that sort of cordon type feel to it, right? Because in Empires and Arms, I think echelon works against cordon. I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. I think it's actually frontal assault that works against cordon, and cordon works well against echelon. Well, we'll see. They're just in a line, damn it. Okay. I'm having a tough time getting started on anything here. I don't know why. It's, you know, after the big Imperium Romanum shit, then I did a couple of small games. I was really into Cambrai, Stevenson's Rocket. I started off into, starting to slow down. And now I almost feel like I need something with a little bit more meat and time invested in it. It's sort of this ping pong I play constantly with life, right? You know, I'm tired of little games now, but I really needed a couple. Okay. Yes, we like to digress. The English player wins if he has 30 victory points and at least 5 more than the Normans, or if he's killed 3 of the Norman crown units. Now, there are 4 Norman crown units. The Normans win if he gets to 25 victory points or if he kills 3 of the English crown units. He could kill that 25. So, for example, if the English player gets to 30 and he's not 5 more than the Normans have already won the game. So, you've got kind of a bit of balance baked in there. For combat, I didn't mention this, the game uses an 8-sided die. All right, I guess we'll start. The English have the initiative. The Normans get to go first. What am I going to do? I never do. All right. Well, weird people behind my house. Moving seems like a good idea. So we'll look for movement. That's here. And I don't know how much you really need the chits for because they kind of go away as soon as you use them. I mean, I guess marking shield wall is useful. And the other side of it would be what? Oh. How far are we able to move? We're able to move 3 hexes. That doesn't get us very far. What is the order of play? Well, unfortunately, no sequence of play on here or any other cheat, so we kind of have to look here. So we can't do shield wall and then move, which is something we might want to do. I honestly don't know what I want to do. I don't really want to close all that much. Horsey action, I think, is a three-point movement. I could do a movement and a horsey action, couldn't I? No, because horse happens first, so then I wouldn't get to attack. I don't really want to do that. He could... So if I move too close, and this is... Oh, geez, this is like... Great Battles of History has this issue too, where if you move too close to someone, you've caused a problem. Now, fire range is 4 hexes. I don't have any firepower here. I can't move this formation. I don't know. I think I'm just going to spend 1 chit. And there's no facing in this game. We'll move to that. Oh no, it's the British side of the turn, or yeah, the English side of the turn. And I'd give it some thought or something, I don't know. And chits, you know, they're action chits, whatever. I don't know that they really need to be chits. I guess with the shield wall again, you need to mark that. They don't have a persistent effect. So if the fact that I moved these guys in advance, unlike Hastings or Hastings 1066, a bird game that I did about a year ago, or the Musket and Pike series, there's sort of no, you get forced to do something. There's no momentum in your activity. I feel like with ancients and medievals, that momentum is actually very appealing. It's one of the things that I feel is missing from both GBOH and MOI, actually, Men of Iron, is once I get troops started somewhere, it's hard to pull them back. It's hard to stop them. You see that at like Agincourt, where, you know, the enemy is forced to play. Well, the enemy is forced to play in the Men of Iron Ashen Court because there are special rules to force it, just like in the SPI Ashen Court. The whole game is designed around special rules, but that's something different. All right, what the Brit's going to do? What would I like to do? I would like to keep my position. So let's move. That doesn't get us close enough. I don't have archers. I don't have any real capacity. Maybe I don't want to move. Should I do nothing? Should we both do nothing and not clash? I don't know. See, one of the problems with doing echelon, but it kind of works here. It kind of works here because I can only do one command at a time. One of the problems with doing echelon in most games is this, well, why don't I bring to bear power coming from both directions? Why should I move both my forces? Yeah, I think the English will just pass. Screw it, man. They don't see a reason to do anything. All right. Well, the Normans don't have a reason to do anything. You know, honestly, they kind of don't want to, but I don't know. I mean, they're not going to win if they don't do something. The game will go on forever, but if one person's being intransigent, why aren't we both? It's not like he's in some kind of fantastic defensive position, but he's got this support of his echelon. He doesn't want to break that up, and he doesn't want to have to move it. Distance on the map, I don't know, maybe. So look at the order. I could horse and move. That doesn't help me. I guess I could shield wall and move, but I don't have a lot of infantry here. All right, let's take a look at our combat. Heavy horse attacking infantry. It's only good against light horse. No, it's good against landwehr, levies. So it's not particularly effective. My quality isn't particularly effective. And what else is going for me? Well, let's take a look at what his infantry is going to be like. He's got veterans hitting heavy horse. Well, that's not really a big deal either. What did the charge give me? If I take a horse action. Oh, what's a double horse? Combat quality, you know, whatever the fuck it is, up by 2. But I'm pretty sure horsey only gets me 1 hex, 3 hex movement. If I can find it. Yep, 3 hexes. That's what normal movement is, I believe. Yep. All right. I guess we'll move. I mean, I don't know. There's nothing driving me to actually engage in this game. I guess we'll go have a pipe instead. The lack of terrain, even though there's a little bit of difference between the forces, it's really hard to say, yeah, I need to attack. But I guess we want to get some bloodshed going. I don't know. Why not? Let's look at the order again. It's move then combat. Like, I take it a disadvantage by moving closer. This is the same situation as other, you know, ancients and medievals have. I move a little closer, I'm in range, I can get hit. There might be some things I could do, but without missile troops, not much. Well, you could get close. I don't know. I don't particularly want to do that. We don't particularly want to do that. All right. And we just did a move action as far as I'm concerned. I could take another, I could do a double move, flag that move. Let's do that. That'll let me move to the edge of the map, back here. And we pass the die back to the Brits. What do they want to do? Delay of game, man. Well, the English are going to grab their shield wall, I guess. If I can find it. That plays against my move counter. What does shield wall mean? I don't know if I can even move anything. I mean, I can move a hex, but I don't know if the horses, how they're affected by it. Okay. The eligible units in the wing can move a hex. So I can move my infantry forward. I may not want to move that one. And we'll call that the English turn. I still haven't closed. I don't know why I'm in shield wall. Doesn't make much difference, but we're trying to gain some ground. We'll pass this over here. Now I could throw the initiative and get sort of a double swing attack. That may be the only way that I can get the bonus there. And then I'd be able to bring my reserves in, right? You know, maybe. Right now I've got 9 victory points. He's got 3. If I get lucky with just this attack, I may not want to bring those guys in. All right. What does the shield wall give me? Command quality decrease on the attack, which means those B's would be down to C's. Well, the shield wall doesn't really hurt me right now, but I just don't know if I should allow. I mean, I feel like I should force him to use his chit, right? I don't know. Gosh. Damned if I know. I don't know. It's not ahistorical. I mean, maybe it is that they've maneuvered and started doing anything at all, but it's not ahistorical that a couple medieval armies would sit across from each other and do nothing. That happened enough times, but it's unsatisfying in a game. The problem here really is neither player is willing to take that action. Now, if you were playing with actual people, one person or the other would say, fuck it, I'm going to do something. I feel like blue really thinks that red should be playing their initiative counter and getting rid of that in order to get first strike in. And yes, blue is going to say, okay, screw you, man. You're going to do this? Fine. Whatever. There's just nothing to do. Sure. We'll pass again. All right. Great. Shield wall again. And horse. Yeah. Shield wall and horse. We're going to move forward 1, 1, 1, 1. A nice slow advance. 1, 2, 3, 1. We'll hold those off. And now we're back over here. I shouldn't have done it in that order. I should have done the horses first, but I wanted to see where things would end up landing. All right, well, we can see that that infantry is going to be able to slowly move forward. We left a flank. Excellent. We're exposing that. You know what? We'll do horse. And I guess move. Yep. Check the order. Horses first. These don't get to move yet. So I'm going to push my horse forward like this. We are going to hit 2 units against his flank. Let's see how it works. All right. So we got combat. Target's not suppressed. It's not a pitched combat. We could have, well, double horse. I don't know what double horse does. What's double horse does? It gives me a bonus in the combat command. Maybe we want to do that instead. Let's do that instead. Okay. So we get two combat command bonuses on those heavy horses. That'll help. We're hitting a shield wall though. That's -1. So we're at +1 in combat command. So these guys are A's. And do we have any die roll modifiers? Are they written over here? The class modifiers are, the die rolls is just per UTTM. That's not sufficient. Not everything is included where you need it. So you got to keep paging through the rules. That should be improved. There's plenty of room for stuff here. But you can see the combat die roll modifiers. They just have one thing. All right, so let's look at this. So we're an A, hitting, let me check the unit type. Heavy horse hitting veteran infantry. Heavy horse hitting veteran, that's a 0. Got an additional unit, that gets us -1. And that's good. Okay. So we will be on the A table at -1. That doesn't sound terribly good. We roll a 7, which is terribly bad, and we get an attack or retreat. We fall back. Do we want to attack here? That would be... I would be attacking at +1, I believe, right? Where did I get that -1 from? These things. Okay, no, I would be attacking... I've got the A level because of the shield wall. I would be attacking without the -1. Well, we might as well do it. So we're an A level at 0. Now an A level at 0 is not terribly good, but we rolled wrong. That should have been an exchange. An exchange, which means we lose a step off of each of these, right? I don't know what I was reading. I was reading, I guess, the B level. It should have been an A level unit with that 7. So now this other one will be an A level unit at 0. And we hope we roll a little better. Yo, we do. That's a defender lose a step. Okay, and we've done something here. We've exposed a crown, which means that's a unit we'd like to whack. The action phase goes over to the English. These English troops are down to quality C, which kind of sucks. Because I have horses and regular units, I can't really do what I want to do. I can go pick on this unit or something. But what I can't do is I can't do a horse move. I don't know if there's terribly much value to a horse move with a... That would be very valuable for these guys. I could double horse them. But a horse move without the doubling shit, I don't know what that does for me. So I lose my shield wall. Even if I wanted to move one of these, I would be losing my shield wall. Now I flip all my counters and look for what I got. I think I'm going to want to attack because I'm engaged. But if I'm going to do that, I might as well do a move as well. And let's get units up front. Can you keep moving after that? Because I hit a zone of control. Okay. And now we do our attacks. Let's see what we got here. Well, we want to gang up on things. So we'll have a B heavy horse hitting a B heavy horse. Let's look at our modifiers and such not there. Make sure we get the right choices in place, right? So the command quality doesn't give us anything. We're no longer in shield wall. The die roll modification, we have an additional unit. So we'll be at -1. Let me stick this in here so I have a paper thing. We're a B quality with a -1 on us. And we roll damn good. And we get a defender, loses 1. And no options there. Here, there was something about horse and infantry. Screw me, not being able to play together. I gotta look that up. They cannot participate in the same attack. So I have a choice of hitting this, which would be a B at 0, basically. A 4 is a no effect. It looks to me like the advantages are still on the attacker. Let's take a look. Veteran or horse. Oh, I gotta look at my victory conditions here. Horse and veterans are both worth 2, so I don't really care which one. Horse versus horse is obviously going to be 0. Veteran attacking a horse is at +1. We don't want to do that. So we'll go for the 0 attack, horse versus horse. And we made a screw up. We'll live with it. We do not roll terribly. That's going to be an exchange. Now, an exchange, attacking light horse. Yeah. We don't have any light horse. Let's find the result for exchange. It's not there. It's got to be somewhere. The target loses 1 step and 1 attacking unit loses a step. Well, we only have 1 attacking unit, so we're going to flip this. A crown there, a crown there. These are things we want to hit. We go down here. Here, unfortunately, we could attack at C quality, but it's better off if we attack at B. We'll do this. That's going to be a veteran hitting a heavy horse. That's not good. So the first thing we do is we look at these. I don't think there's anything in terms of quality. We look here, veteran versus heavy horse. That gives me a +1 to the die roll. I have an extra unit. It's less quality, but that's okay. So I can cancel that out. So I'm at a 0 on the B, which didn't work out too well. We get a defender retreat with an asterisk. That means that it can be an exchange if the defender's in shield wall. Shield wall never have to retreat. Never can. I don't remember. The attacker may, at his option, treat this as an exchange. Yeah. Okay. They never have to retreat. So, it's a defender retreat. We'll fall back. And now, red's kind of got these units on the run. The way that I look at this, what I want to do is I want to kill things. So I'm going to spend my initiative roll. I'm going to do combat. And I'm going to double that combat. I.e. get myself... Actually, maybe I want to do 2 combats. 2 combats sounds cool too. Okay. So let's take a look at what we get here. Let's start over here and try to kill this. We'll have a C against the heavy horse. A C veteran against the heavy horse. Well, this is not very good. That gives us a +1, but we do cancel that out. And we'll be down here on the C table. We don't really want to do this, but we got a chance of killing something. And we get something good. That's just a defender retreat. Not so good. We could advance if we want to. We do. Right? I don't know. I'm not sure we did 1, 2. We got units not involved. I think we're going to hold off our advance. Yeah, the problem is we have 2 combats. Yeah, we'll go in there because then we'll pick on this. I don't know. Over here, let's do the B combat. Now, what was a B? Doesn't matter that it's up against a B. We get pretty good results there. So we're going to do a single attack here, which is going to be pretty much just a B straight up, I believe. We didn't take the +1. We roll a 5. That's an exchange. We die, or we're wounded, but we kill something. We may advance if we wish, and we do wish. I have to remember that I attacked with this unit. Over here, I wanted to do, I could throw these both in against this. That's probably my best odds of doing some damage. And I don't want to risk this guy. Let's throw both of these in against this. I think that's my best. So that gives me an extra -1 on the roll. And I get a 5. A 5 is an exchange. I kill this, which is a crown unit. And I take a hit. And I can advance. We'll do that advance because we'll be getting lots and lots of units in on this on the next attack. And that's it for the first attack phase. We'll pop this out. Second attack phase, we'll hit here. We're B versus B, but we have a -2 because we have 2 extra Bs in there. And a 0 on the B gets us a defender, takes a loss. And now over here, we were going to attack here as well. We're only a C versus B. We have a +1 due to this. -1 due to extra unit. We're taking our chances here. We roll extraordinarily well, and we get a defender retreat, which probably is not what we particularly wanted. And we'll push there. And now the initiative and the die roll, the next action, are both over on the Normans. And you can see they've taken some hits. That initiative chit was really useful in trying to knock them down a little harder. What are we at points? Because we don't have a way to track points directly. Well, we've killed 2 units that are worth 2 victory points each. One of them's got a crown, so we're at 6 victory points. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're still a long way from 30. 15. Still a long way from 30. So there is that. Did we have the option to bring this in? Not until next turn. Okay. So many advantages for the attacker. Any kind of withdrawal, even though it's appealing in a lot of ways, seems foolhardy. Is that ahistorical? Not really. You know, in this era, disengaging your forces was really tough, and there's no great penalty to it, but you're not ever going to really get to choose your attacks and get your numbers to come into account. Remember, I'm never forced to attack anywhere, so I can pick my attacks cleverly. So I think what I'm going to do is the simple old, if I can find them, move and attack. I'm going to use this formation. Everything's still in command, or whatever it is that there is. Now, I can't move this, I can't move these, but I can move this. 1, 2, 3. And I can move these. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. All right, let's do our attacks. We want the crown unit first, so we're gonna try to kill that off. We'll use the extra B in there. So we have heavy horses hitting veteran infantry. There's no bonus in that direction. And most of this, you know, it's fairly easy to remember after you looked at it a couple of times, so I don't know how big a deal it is. The chart's a little less than complete, but so we should be a B at -1. Let's make sure I'm right, that there are no, somewhere or another. Yep, not much changes the command quality. Okay, so B at -1 against that crown unit. I roll well. I get a defender loses one. I take this. You don't really want to advance. So that's now 4 points on the French side finally. Here, I've got a B versus a C. That's just going to be a B at even. Doesn't really matter the quality of the troops you're hitting. This could go badly. I get an exchange. We each lose. Up here, I can't combine this with that. I could combine against the horse with a crown. That seems like a good idea. So even though I get a -1 for the horse, or a +1 for the for hitting heavy horses, I get a -1 for the extra infantry, and I'm at 0 on the B for that. And I get a good roll, but that's just a defender retreat. This goes forward. Did I advance there? I should have. Oh no, this wasn't charging. It's not a horse action. I don't have to. Okay, and I don't really want to go into that hex. That doesn't seem valuable to me. So here, I'll try to pick off the corner unit. And this is just a B at 0. We get an exchange, so we each die. We can check victory again. I could spend this. What is victory at? Well, let's see here first. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 14 more to go. Here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 19, 11 more to go. Oh, do I want to spend my initiative at this point to bust him up? What am I showing? I think I do not, because I'd still be attacking with this force, and we'll put that there. We wanted to pull these infantry out of there, which we don't, but let's just say. Because if we're going to take an activation with them, we probably want to attack with them. We would have the option to do, say, a double shield wall, which uses the flag counter that can't be used except to double things, basically. That would allow me to withdraw a hex and drop into shield wall. That would allow this guy to fall back. Otherwise, if I wanted that same effect, I would have to do withdraw and shield wall, and that would leave me less choices, or choices that maybe aren't as useful if I'm going to move this force into play. However, what if I do a horse action and smash into the flank? That loses my move action, unfortunately. Oh no, my archer action, that's fine. Okay, so I'll do a horse action on these guys, and I'll bring them in up here. And I'll do, I get 2 actions on this force. I'll want to combat and a move. And now we look at the sequence of play. Fire, horse. Excellent. Horse happens first. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There we go. So we do that horse action. We get an attack in. Here we're horse hitting a veteran. That doesn't give us any bonus. However, we've got 2 horses, so we can go at a -2 on the die roll. There might be times when it's better to have a shittier lead unit. Now, you don't have the option. You always have to go with your best lead unit. But sometimes like a higher quality unit would actually not help you. Because this is now B at -2. And I get a -1, which is the defender takes a loss. And then over here, it's against a levy, which is a B at -3. And we get a 1, that's a loss. Now we spent 3 victory points essentially to bring these horses in. So now we're at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13, 16 instead of the 19. And we're actually tied. I use this chit up. These guys, I get to move and attack. What do I want to do? Well, this is kind of interesting. These horses are in my way. I can't run through the zone of control. I can't move this unit, but I can move this. 1, yeah, that doesn't help. Horse versus veteran isn't particularly helpful. I got crowded in too hard. Silly me with my geometry. I don't know. I'd rather not lose him. I can get 2 attacks on this and 1 attack on that. All right, we'll hit the horse against the C infantry unit. We are at, I think, no bonus on a B. We don't roll terribly well. We get an exchange. Then over here, oh, he did not kill, he did not kill. Okay. Over here, we will be at B at -1 there. And we get another good roll, which is damage to these guys. I'll drop the die over here, showing who has the action. What are we points-wise? It's not enough. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, but we've killed 2 of the 3 crowns we need. 14, 20. And he's probably no different than he was. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13, because I've never activated that force. I don't see much to do for it, but this, it doesn't look terribly good to me, but I don't have the enemy on the line with me. I'm pretty sure levies against heavy horse is not a good roll. The veterans are not a good roll. Unfortunately, I can't reach these guys. Another option would be to shield them all. and either do a move or a flag. Jeez. When do you shield wall? It's after movement, or it's before movement, right? Yeah. So we wouldn't get to move if we shield wall move. We would get to shield wall withdraw if we want to. Oh boy. I mean, we're just going to get slammed into if we don't attack. So I think we've got to. I'm not thrilled with this at all. But there really isn't a lot in terms of options you can take here. Might be a reason not to advance. I can throw the levy in there. Okay. And we'll try an attack. Only with these units. So, here, we'd be at a +1. I don't particularly want to do that, but I'm making it hard for those horses to do much to me. Here, I could do the same, but I can go at even, so I will do that. I'll do a B at even, because that's not too bad a table. And that's the net effect of my attack, is just one attack. I roll a 5, which is not great, but it's not terrible. I get an exchange. It does not have to be my lead unit, I don't believe. One attacking unit, opponent's choice, loses a step. I'm going to take that step loss off this crappy levy. And I hit me a crown. How many crowns do I need? Because I got one. I still have to kill 3 of the English crowns as well. Is this a time to launch a second action? I feel like I have to hurt these things, so I'm going to throw the initiative marker. I'm going to do a move and fight again. These guys, they can't do much. They're somewhat protecting this flank. We'll tie this horse down, I guess. And get into position there. We have some attacks to do. This is not optimal by any means. We want to, I think, take advantage of at least canceling out the horse advantage. So we got a 0 hitting that end unit. And we roll a nasty 7, which is an attack or retreat. That is not a result we want it. And now here we have another attack, again at 0. We could try to pick on that crown unit and kill it off. That's of some value, but our odds are lousy. A 5 there is an exchange. Take someone as a hit. And we do a hit here. That moves the token over here. We haven't really changed much. It's a little wrong. Horses, at least with the horse phase, have the capacity to run away. I don't know about in movement. See, where I got that from was here. Horse units that begin in the enemy zone of control generally may still move, but must stop if they enter an enemy zone of control. However, heavy horse, enemy zones of control prevent movement of adjacent combat horse in the horse phase. I think the horse phase is the only time that you can pull your horses out and do, you know, like a different charge or something, but you don't have to get them out of the way. So I've got a lot more flexibility there, and I'm going to drop a horse action on him. am I going to flag that horse action? Doesn't seem like a terrible idea. Why don't we? And we'll put a combat action on him to try to kill that unit. Just get ourselves some points here. I could be moving another unit forward, but that's spending 3 of my victory points to do. So I don't really want to do that. All right, so horse phases first, and let's see what my movement is. I don't want to pick on this guy because I got fair odds against him. I can't slip through there. I can do this though. 1, 2, 3. Yes, you can ride through your own units. This guy's open. Well, does that make sense? I guess. These guys could pull away. I could attack this in the same phase, but I'm counting on my infantry to do the job. We'll talk about that in a moment. Okay, because of this flag and these heavy horses, my command quality goes up from B, it goes up 2 levels to A, double A. So here, I'm going to pick on this guy. And I have 2 double A's hitting veteran infantry. There's no modifier for the veteran infantry, but I have an extra unit at the same quality, so I get a -1 on the double A, and that's got to be pretty good. A 3, we kill the defender. We must advance because this is a charge. Over here, I've got a double A hitting a veteran. Not so good. I get a no effect. And then over here, I've got double A hitting levy, which gives me a -1, and I've got a bonus unit, so it's a -2. And I roll a -1. The defender's eliminated. I must advance. I'll do this. Okay. There's no crowns on the other side of those things. We'll count up points in a minute, but we've got this attack. I mean, we could be counting now. That's a B, veteran versus veteran, and I am at -1 on the Bs. And that's not so hot. That's an attack or retreat. Out of there. We were given the crown. We can continue. Let's count victory points because we might be close. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 6 is 24. I would need 6 more victory points. Or, if I can find another crown. I do not see the enemy's crown. They're probably in those horses. 6 more victory points looks unlikely. Although, if I hit these things, I can probably prevent them from retreating again. I think it's worth it just because I can plow into the enemy pretty hard with my horse. So I heavy horse, but I'm going to need to move in combat here. I'm not allowed to combine wings, so this guy can't throw in with these, but this might be able to hit that. So we'll see what we got here. He's not going to be able to reach. So what am I doing? And why? Position like this. And we're not going to get the horse bonus up to double A though. And then these guys march forward. I think I like this positioning better, just in terms of how it might rotate afterwards. No, the horse happens first. Let's get there. Okay, so the horse attacks happen first. I've got 2 Bs against a levy. I'm at -2 on the B table. 0, that's a defender loses 1. Over here, 2 Bs against a veteran, that's just -1. That's going to be an exchange. And then here, 2 Bs against a veteran. -1. 5, I believe that's an exchange as well. Take the hit over here on the end, because now we come marching in and we do this little maneuver. It's 2 Bs versus a C. That'll be a -1. Very, very simple. That's an exchange. We'll advance. If we can bring them close, that's good. Our points did not get high enough. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Thought we were at 20 before. 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Maybe I miscounted. 26. We need to get up to 30. Or kill more crowns. And that was blowing our initiative. I think that's something you're going to see, is that once somebody decides to use the initiative, it just starts bouncing back and forth. Because it's too much of an advantage to be able to slap a double attack in. Getting the attack without a response is just, you know, it's the way to dissolve the enemy force. We're going to have to swap batteries. This doesn't look good in terms of battery power. I have like 10 points for the Normans. That's not very good. Remember, he's not far. So let's look at other options. Well, I got 1 crown. There's 2 crowns revealed here, but I can't get a grip on them. I could withdraw, but then I can't attack. I could shield wall, but then my opponent's going to pick his attacks in that case. And remember, he can get his quality up to AA on these horse attacks, and he can just, you know, do 2-to-1s on them and everything. And that's pretty potent. So I don't think shield wall is the answer. I don't think it's ever the answer, except like at the beginning of the game where I was trying to tempt the Normans to actually attack. I can't run through here and attack that and take that crown out. I can't withdraw and attack something. I'm just not seeing a way to hit something particularly well. So I guess we'll try a move and attack. These guys, I can't get a lot of units into play. With a double attack, maybe I could, but they're quite far. So I think what I'm going to do is just hope for outstandingly good luck. How's a levy against a veteran? That's only +1, whereas a levy against a heavy horse is +2. So in we go. I think I'll still be in command. Let me make sure of what the integrity is. Within 4 hexes, it doesn't say anything about, you know, tracing through enemy units or anything. I'm within 4 hexes of 2 units, so he'll still be in command. Jeez. All right. Let's see what we got here. So I'm going to send this levy after the veteran. That's at +1. I am... Wow, that's a pretty good levy. I'm a B levy. I get a 7 though, and that's not very good. That's an attack or retreat. Over here, sea veteran against a heavy horse, I guess. I don't know. This doesn't even really help. Why don't we throw the B veteran against the heavy horse? And no, because only one helps. All right, let's see if we can kill a crown here. A levy against a heavy horse. That's +2. This is not good. Let's see. Yeah, that's really not good. Great. Okay. But, I mean, we're grasping at straws here. I don't know if there was any chance that that could actually work. So let's say we got a 3. We could have gotten a no effect with a star. We could have gotten an exchange, though, and I would live with that, killing a crown for a piece of garbage. And there were a number of exchanges above that. So now over here, this is less interesting. I'm going to throw this guy and this guy in over there, I guess. And that gets me, I think, a B at even. And then we'll think about that last unit. B at even, that's not bad. Defender loses. Takes a hit here. I can't hit that unit again. I could go with a C at -1 or a +1, which could get me an exchange. Doesn't seem like a terrible thing. I want attrition. We got to hope for the best here. We get a 3. That's a no effect with a star that does nothing. Now, I have the option to swing some more. If I do that, I'm going to get mopped up by a double attack. If I don't do that, there's a lot more units here. Maybe I can kill some off. I don't know which way to take it. I could get, what is it? I don't remember what the bonus. Pitched combat is +1 to the combat quality, which is pretty good. I'm going to spend this, and I'm going to do this. We're going to try to do what we can here to wipe out this group of horses. Well, I'm a B at a +1. I'm just going to try to kill each one. Just wipe out his units. Chances are very unlikely. Like, I get an attack or retreat, which I can't retreat, so I'm killed. B at +1. Making it A at +1, because my quality's up 1. But I get a 6. That's an exchange. I've killed a horse. I've revealed a crown. Maybe I didn't want to do that. And a B at a +1. That's an exchange. I'll take it. Okay. What are my points at? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Not very good. The action choice is over here. The initiative's over there. There's not a lot left. Did he win already? 2, 4, 6, no, sorry. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 6 is 31. The game is over. The English have won. Ta-da! And that's it. It's kind of cool. You know, I mean, I'm not seeing a lot. I find it more fun than Ancient Battles Deluxe, which is like a chess game. This feels kind of like a game of little green things, awful green things from outer space. Not as much strategy as that. But, you know, it's a position, test your luck, shit like that. How's the realism? It's believable. You know, I find it very believable when medieval forces, you know, when part of them go off and do the fight and the rest stay back and do nothing. And the fact that there's an incentive in the battle to keep, you know, 2 of your wings, to keep as many wings out of it as possible, that's really cool. Once you activate a wing, this system makes it kind of tricky. So like this wing, Once its fight was gone from it, it became really questionable to activate because I'm only allowed to activate one wing on that side. These guys, well, this fight was largely gone by the time, or was badly damaged by the time when the horses came in, or as they started to have their effect. But it made more sense to keep using them than to bring another wing into play. It might not have, I could see situations where you'd want to make the consideration differently. But the fact that the battle happened kind of far from these guys, they had a long walk to go. They're just going to sit there and watch. I think it's kind of cool. I've never actually played it. It reminds me a little bit of the games. It's definitely bigger than it. Of the games of things like Strike Force 1 that I would see being played, where people are just getting really excited about, because it comes down to an easy luck roll or something like that. Well, this has a little bit more strategy in it, a little bit more die chucking, some neat little facets to it. But it holds up pretty well, for what it's designed to be. We'll get a few more of these scenarios in before we give it, sort of a final decision. But